All right, everybody. Hi. Good morning. The comfort zone of denial or avoidance. Man, I mean, calling it a comfort zone is a little bit a misnomer, I guess, but what we know seems to be comfortable, even if it sucks. I mean, that seems just like a fact. Comfortable means what? That you don't want to change. Like, if you're outside in the cold, you get uncomfortable, you want to put on more clothes, aka make a change. If you're comfortable, you just are cool with things how they are. In most cases, really, if you look at it, it's like, at the bottom of it somehow, like, there's the truth, which is there should be some kind of change. Change would be good in the long run. Change would make you more comfortable in a real way. But somehow, we can't act on that. Even if we know that something is wrong. Maybe so deeply wrong that it scares the crap out of us. And the only thing that we can do is keep going with what we know how to do. So yeah, in like psych terms, we deny and avoid what's staring us in the face the whole time because it's too freaking scary, and we think it's too hard to make any kind of change. So like, how does this work? Like, it seems like some people are able to get out of this zone, this repetitive, like, pattern-driven, past-driven zone, and some people just aren't able to do that. They get caught up in the cyclical crap of addiction, of whatever else that we chase to avoid making some kind of actual change. It's like goes to the root of, if you're able to at some point be a relatively at peace human being. I'll give you an example. For me, one major change that happened in my life, or that got things changing, came through suffering, basically pain. I think that's a theme. That's like something that happens for people. You hear it all the time. You don't change unless you're like in some kind of pain, often extreme freaking pain. So something happened in my life with my family that made it just beyond the shadow of a freaking doubt that there was an issue with addiction in my family, and something in me was just like, okay, that's it. And there was a concrete step that I could take, which was to join a 12-step group, an Alanon group. And and I announced it to the family, said I was going to do this. And that was it. What made me change that? Because that changed my life. Not because Alanon is awesome and creates life change for lots of people who are in it, but because there seems to have been a change in me even beforehand that said, I am now going to do something different. It's like that preceded going to Alanon, going through all the things that happened for years after that. It seemed like there was something in me that said, enough. That's it. And that is the key moment. That's the freaking key moment. Just like the key moment happens in some people, they just know they need to leave a relationship. But they're like, that's it. And then they don't go back on that decision. It's like the decision's been made. Um, so it was pain. It was facing the actual truth via intense disappointment, suffering, basically, that got me to shift, that made me shift. And it's, for me, there's these huge moments, these like turning point moments where that stuff, where that happens. And it's almost like it's made for me. The decision's made for me. It's not like I'm sitting around brainstorming about ideas. The decision's like made. It's like the Lord. The Lord saying, and now you have suffered enough. I don't know. If you don't have these moments, though, that hit you really deep, you just stay stuck, I think. Or change is mega slow. And maybe later you'll be ready. As the spiritual folks say, you just need to suffer a bit more. And so you do. In that moment too, like the thing that shifted was the shift to agency for me. So thinking, believing, feeling that I couldn't really do anything about this situation. That's actually true. I couldn't do anything about the situation, but I could do something about what I did, my reaction to it. And that was a massive shift. A splitting off from that viewpoint. So regaining agency, and that happened through a bunch of other things. Being prepared through years for that. Slowly being more independent and feeling like I could control my own life. But a bunch of things came together to make this shift. Because, going along in the comfort zone, in the denial zone, the avoidance zone, where you're just like, oh my God, like, everything's kind of fine like this. I'm just gonna watch TV, I'm gonna check out, I'm gonna have a beer, I'm gonna do whatever I do to not feel the pain of this. And it just goes on forever. You could literally do this for the rest of your life and miss out on everything that happens in life. the good along with it. That's, of course, the thing. Weird to talk about because, it does seem like it's a little bit out of our hands whether we can have this shift or not. It's strange. It's very strange. Feels like it's up to us, sort of, but I don't know. If it ever happens and you really look at that moment, like, when you're about to make real change, like, it sort of feels like it's kind of like something just hits you. Something comes to you. It's like a revelation more than a decision-making process. At least it has been for me. Anyways, I think that's it for today. Hope you are having fun getting out of your comfort zones. Take it easy. Bye.